In Tutorial 1, we briefly looked at the Photoshop toolbox. In this tutorial, we will look at some of the tools a little more closely. Hovering the mouse over the tool icons reveals a little drop box which describes the function of each. New users tend to look no further. There is a little arrowhead at the bottom right-hand corner of some icons which is easily overlooked. A right-click and hold on that arrowhead will reveal a number of additional tool options. The Marquee Tool is used to select an area of an image for some editing process. The Marquee Tool can select a rectangle, an ellipse, or a 1 pixel thickness horizontal or vertical line. To select an irregular shape, we can use the Lasso tool. Here there are 3 options. You have to enclose the area to be selected. That is, you start and finish at one point on the image. The Lasso is a freehand encircling tool. Of far more use, though, is the polygon lasso and the magnetic lasso, which are used where you need to work along the boundary of a part of the image that is to be included or excluded from editing. It is usual to zoom in on that boundary so that the placement of the lasso is accurate. You start at a convenient point on the boundary, then progressively work along the edge, left-clicking before each change of direction, and eventually finishing back at the starting point. The magnetic lasso is used where there is sufficient contrast at the boundary. The tool automatically picks the fixed points where a change of direction is required, though you can left-click to choose directional changes where the contrast is not reliable. These tools are particularly useful where you wish to remove all the background from around an image so that it can be replaced with something else. See the tutorial on layers. The color palette sets the foreground color that would be applied with a brush and a background color of your choice. The eraser tool removes selected parts of an image and replaces it with the background color on the color palette. The area to be removed needs to be selected first with the Marquee or Lasso. The alternates to the eraser tool are the background eraser tool and the magic eraser tool, both of which remove parts of the image but leave no color behind. The background eraser limits removal to the size of the brush. The magic eraser removes as much of the material that is within the tolerance percentage. If a background is fairly uniform, it can be removed by setting the tolerance percentage fairly high. If the background is complex, it is better to define the area to be cleared and use the Delete key. On late versions of Photoshop, the deletion is carried out by invoking the command Edit and Cut. The Healing tool and its alternate, the Patch tool, are both used to remove blemishes on an image. A better tool for this purpose, though, is the Cloning tool, where a blemish can be removed by selected part of the image being cloned over it. The Cloning tool is used with the Alt key on the keyboard. Hover the brush over the area to be cloned, depress the Alt key and left-click the mouse at the same time to select, and then move the cursor to the new location and release the Alt key before depressing and holding the left mouse button. This will clone some of the area from where you started to the new location. Dragging the mouse button whilst the button is depressed continues to clone the old to the new section. The Clone tool's alternate is the Pattern tool. This is used in conjunction with a menu of patterns and a shaped brush. This ends this tutorial.